Alrighty, welcome everybody back to practicallyandroid.com, where we go through practical and beneficial ways to use your Android in everyday life. So today I'm going to show you how to use launcher apps or home replacement apps. And first let me explain why these would be beneficial. So you've been reading up on this new phone, and you went and got it, or you went into the your local cellular provider store and got the phone that the representative told you was the best, and you got home and maybe you weren't as impressed as you were, or maybe there's some things that you just don't really love, and that's kind of frustrating, right? I mean, Androids typically aren't the most inexpensive devices. And in fact, I always recommend getting the most expensive, and I'll talk about that maybe in some later posts. But in any event, that's not cool to get home and not really like how your phone works. Well, guess what? It's an Android, and Android equals options, and that even means you having the option to change your phone to work just like you want it to work. For example, what you're seeing here is my phone as it is normally. What you typically see on these videos is a home replacement app I use to make it look and function the way I want my phone to work. Now my UI is really cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a ROM that kind of takes the best from both the iPhone and Android phone and puts them together. And I typically agree. I think they do a really good job, with the exception that they have omitted an app drawer, which to me is like a huge mistake. So the apps on the MyUI ROM work just like the iPhone, where they just lay them all out, which is super, super inconvenient, right? So what do? Well, I just use my home replacement app. And I'll show you how that works. So basically, to get started, you go into the Android marketplace, and we're going to search for you can search for either like home replacement or launcher apps, let's see, home replacement. And there are a ton. I did a search for launcher app a little while ago, and there was over 10,000. So let's search on this here and see how many there are. So for home replacement, there's a little bit more, or excuse me, a little bit less. And let me just kind of go over a couple of these. This one here is ADW Launcher is the one I use. I think it's like $2.99. There is a free version that's it does a really good job as well. There's some functionalities that aren't in the free version, but it's really not too bad, and it's a good way for you kind of to get started and get a feel for things. Some other ones I'd recommend. There's one called Launcher Pro, which I'm not seeing, but just look it up by name. It's by this gentleman named Federico Carnales, and he does super good work. There's another one called Go Launcher. In fact, let me go back here, actually. I'm going to type launcher app. So Go Launcher. That one's really, really popular as well. So basically, all you do is just download one and then install it. And then next time you hit your home button, like I'm going to do now, the Android phone is going to say, we had this conversation already, right? If there's more than one app that can do the same thing, it's going to ask you which app you want to use. So since I have, the launcher is the basic launcher that this ROM comes with. The ADW launcher is the one I downloaded. So it asks me, okay, well, which of these two apps do you want to use for your home? And so I'm going to tell it, I'm going to tap on Use My Default for this section and tap on ADW Launcher. So there you go. Now I have my launcher back, which is sweet. And on this one, I do have my app drawer that I know and love. I have a couple other things that I can do, like that. I can set up to not have labels, which is what I want. I can set up to have most Android phones are 4x4, which means 4 icons, 4 rows, and 4 columns. But I mean, I'll just quickly show you what some of these settings are like. So for all your launchers, there's going to be like a set of settings where you can kind of tweak the user interface and how it's going to work. But let me show you this, and maybe I'll make different videos kind of highlighting some of the things that you can typically do on most. But what I'll show you here real fast is I'm going to do desktop layout. So I'm going to set it up to be 6 columns by 10 rows. Now that's ridiculous, and who really is going to do that? But I'm just going to show you that I can do that if I want, which is sweet. Now it crowds them all together because it doesn't make sense, but there you go. Look at that. That's pretty funny. So yeah, you know, if you need 6 rows by 10 columns, then you can do that. But so anyway, that's something you can do with it. Let me put this back real fast because that's crazy. But okay, so the thing I want to show you, and you know what? No, I think that's it. What I would encourage you to do is go through and I'm going to put in here and I need to focus here. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm going to put all this back. Just kidding. I think I had 5 by 5. But basically, what I would encourage you to do is for right now, for this video, is simply just choose a home replacement app and start playing with the settings. And then what I'm going to do next time is, probably just tomorrow, is go through and show you how you can change the icons. And that's another part where you can just get some deep customization and get your Android phone just how you want it, which is it's kind of like kind of involved. I mean, it's not really involved. It's just a couple of steps that you normally wouldn't. I mean, it took me a little bit to figure it out, and so I just want to share that goodness with y'all. But so that's it for today. Getting a home replacement app. Go to the Android market. Look for one that works well for you. I like ADW Launcher. Go Launcher. I've seen it's pretty good. And then Launcher Pro is pretty good as well. And they all offer like a free version. And then if you want the full functionalities, then it's like a premium. But it just depends on what you want. But that's it. If there's another launcher that you like better, there's a ton of different launcher apps, and I always enjoy. People will tell me, "Hey, try this one out or try the other one," and it's pretty amazing what developers can do. So, props to developers for that. But that's it for today's video, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to send them at staff@practicallyandroid.com. Or go to practicallyandroid.com, and on the right side of the screen there's a link that says Android questions. You can also follow us on Twitter at practicandroid. And so yeah, my name is Marco Perez here with practicallyandroid.com, and remember, for more practical life, practicallyandroid.com. Take care, y'all.